Yeah. Welcome to Free Coaching Friday. Hope you're feeling good this morning. My name's Haziq Ali. I'm a revenue acceleration coach. But more than just saying it, right? In my first year as CMO, I helped take our company to the Inc. 5000 list. You know what I mean? We teach a specific technology that works for any kind of business that you can think of. Give me a replay, gang. If you're watching a replay, that's important to it, right? Because I can come back and show you extra love. But right now, it's time for you to shout out your business. It's time for you to shout out your city. It's time for you to shout out what you do for the world. I love Fridays, man, because we always say weekends are for the weak. A lot of people are busy spending their life looking for a way to escape, right? They're looking for a way to distract themselves from life. All that does is stunt your potential. Ain't no 0 days around here. We all about the fact that ain't no 0 days, right? We ain't judging the day by the harvest. We judging the day by the seeds we plant. You hear me? No 0 days. You can ask around about me. I live what I teach. No 0 days. Huh? Free Coaching Fridays about to kick off. My man Arsenio in the house. That means you got question number 1, Arsenio. What's up, Jess? That means you got question number 2, Jess. It's Free Coaching Friday. I cannot wait to see what y'all got for me today. My man Jeff Cleveland in the house. That's big bro right there. Yeah, mortgage broker, concert promoter. Y'all better holler at him. How you feel, OG? Let them know what city you representing. Let them know where we got friends at. I don't care if you're checking in from Facebook, if you're checking in from the We Are Millionaire Minded page, maybe you're checking in from the YouTube gang, but let them know we in the house. Share this training with somebody, y'all. Share this training with somebody, y'all. It's Free Coaching Friday. You know, the stuff that we give out, many people tell me is better than what other people charge for. Man, I cannot wait till I get finished with this book, man. I started recording the audio book a couple of days ago. I'm going to finish that thing today. You hear me? Hey, I appreciate it, big homie. I appreciate that, man. Hey, we just getting started. We just getting started, but damn, I appreciate that coming from you, bro. All right, let's get it. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah. Yeah, shalom. Shalom. Salams. Let's get it. No 0 days, y'all. Somebody give me that in the comments. No 0 days. No 0 days. No 0 days. Weekends are for the weak. Huh? We about to end this thing the way we want to start the next one. We about to end strong. You know what I mean? We about to conjure up power. They say controlling other people is strength. Controlling yourself is power. You hear me? Controlling other people is strength. Controlling yourself is power. Mastering yourself. And it ain't to say you're going to be all the way there in one day, y'all. But it is to say this. Check it out. I'm going to let my mentor tell you.
You have something special.
Woo!
You have greatness in you.
Facts.
Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time because we're going to bring the millionaire out of you.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
Thank you.
Cassandra, what's up?
Please announce yourself.
Yeah, let's get it. Okay, then. Them 90-day planners are amazing.
All participants are muted.
Hold up.
Entry and exit tones are off.
All right, now. Entry and exit tones are off. That means it's time for us to start our day. Carpe diem by my clock. We got 7:30. It's Free Coaching Friday, y'all. And what that means is it's time for us to turn it over to you. We had a pretty good week in terms of studies, in terms of trainings. If you tuned in with us the whole week, then I'm sure that you grew in some area of your life. Let's see what all we did this week. Does anybody remember? I want to know what was your favorite class this week. I'm very interested. That helps us know where to go with the content in the future. I would love to know what your favorite class was this week, y'all. I think yesterday, what did we cover yesterday? We covered, well, first of all, let's start with Monday. Hold on just a second. Yesterday, we talked about 5 questions to ask before you quit your business and just focus on, before you quit your job, excuse me, and just focus on your business. Did y'all enjoy that one? The day before that, on Wednesday, we talked about 8 ways to bless yourself with more charisma. You remember that one? Yeah, no 0 days. Let them know. The day before that, what we talked about was 5 reasons personal responsibility always equals success, right? The day before that, we talked about 5 daily questions for creating a business. That is not COVID. 5 daily questions for creating a business journal. You always got to let people know in these days and times. We're like on a 2-cough maximum around here. You know what I mean? Which one was your favorite? Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah? Which one was the one? Which one was the one? Let me know. Let me know. What was your favorite class this week? And then Wednesday, we did this special training on making money with the differences between sales and marketing. A lot of people don't know the differences between the two. So I'm going to figure out who is it. What's up, Vita? I'm glad you made it in. Hey, so Arsenio, you got question number 1. If you want to call in and ask your question live, then what you can do is dial this number right here. This is the affirmation line, but it's also the line that allows you to ask your questions live and in living color. But it's Free Coaching Friday. As many of you know, Fridays is dedicated to you being able to either ask questions about the content we covered this week, or what you can do is ask any question about your business. We base everything around the revenue acceleration cycle. If you've never been here before, my name is Haziq Ali. I'm a revenue acceleration coach. I'm not good at a lot of stuff. I'm a work in progress, even when it comes to business. But what I know I'm really good at is showing you how your business is a lot more valuable than you think. I know for a fact that I'm really good at helping you increase your impact and your income on this crazy little world that we live on. So we had an incredible week of curriculum, but Fridays is all about you. I want to welcome my man Keith Herring to the Kaizen Academy family. Before we go any further, let me actually talk about this weekend's class. If you don't know, and if you have a business, you may be interested to know that this Saturday we're focusing on 21 sales triggers. 21 sales triggers. Some of y'all know how I feel about sales. It's through sales that I went from homeless to a multi-million-dollar net worth in just a couple years. But the bottom line is, whether you sell in person, whether you sell online, whether you just need to convince your friends what restaurant y'all going to, or you need to create some kind of advertising that will pull clients to you, knowing the way the mind works, and more importantly, how to leverage it, right? Like, what are these psychological triggers that'll change everything? Knowing that changes everything, y'all. Does that make sense? So I'm going to give you, and I said 21, but let's be honest, I'm going to really give you way more than 21. I can't even front. It's even going to come with a workbook. You are really going to enjoy this class this weekend. And your money back guarantee, as always, is that if you take this class, I don't care if you're on the basic or the VIP. The basic is like $45, and it gets you a whole month of classes, right? Or the VIP gets you not only the month's classes, but you also get all the archives. I don't care which one you join, right? I'll give you your money back, no questions asked, if you don't get the value out of it. If you don't like it for any reason, we don't want you here because we're forcing you to be here. We want you here because you're learning and you're growing every time we go live. You know what I mean? We want you here because you're getting something out of it. Appreciate that love, Ty Renee. It's Coaching Friday, baby. It's Free Coaching Friday, so let's get to it. Okay, so your favorite class was personal responsibility equals success. I love that. Cassandra's favorite class this weekend was the one about the top 5 reasons to not quit your job. Your job is your security. But don't get it twisted, Cassandra. We not out here for security. We out here for opportunity. Your job is your number one investor. But the biggest risk you can take in the world is not taking any risks. You know, one of my mentors talks about how the only, you know, if we're looking for security, maximum security is found where? In prison. But maximum opportunity is found where? With entrepreneurship. Maximum opportunity is what we're looking for. And to be able to be prepared for that opportunity when it shows up, to be able to leverage that opportunity and then hold on to it is the whole glory of this beautiful life that we're living. So I'm really, really super excited. All right, Vita's favorite class too was the one about the questions you need to ask before you quit your job. I'm telling you, that was an important class to me too, because people always find it so sexy and seductive that I've never had a job. But let me tell you what that does. It makes you in a certain way feel like you got to fend for yourself. It makes you in a certain way feel like the black sheep. It makes you it can make you a little bit more defensive because you always feel like you got to have your own back, that don't nobody really got your back out here, that it's you against the world and all this stuff, right? But there's some good things to it too. I gotta admit. But before you try this at home, I wanted you to ask those 5 questions so that you can be better than me. You know what I mean? I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be better than me. Yeah, what's up, Anna? How you doing, Queen? That's right. Your job is your number one investor. Let them know. All right, so it is Free Coaching Friday. Enough of the preamble. We ready? Let's hear those questions. *6 will unmute your line. Let me make sure I got it where everybody can unmute themselves.
All participants are muted and they can unmute themselves.
Okay, so *6 will unmute your line if you on the winner's hotline. If you are here watching on Facebook or YouTube, then you can type your questions in the comments. I'm going to throw them on the screen, and then I will try my best to give the best answer that I can. Now, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, right? If I don't know, then I will go and find the answer out for you. But I literally, I can't think of many times that I've been stumped on here. You know what I mean? One good thing about my experiences and the fact that I've been in so many different types of industries is that at this point, if I didn't recognize some patterns, then I must be developmentally challenged. You know what I mean? At this point, it doesn't take you being smart. I've just tried so many things, man. I started my first business before I was a teenager, and they put me on 60 Minutes for that one. But I built everything around this system that eventually began to formulate. I didn't realize what I was doing. In fact, when I talk to many of my successful friends, they always say, man, that puts it into perfect perspective what I've been doing this whole time. I just realized it. And I call it the revenue acceleration cycle. I call it the revenue acceleration cycle. So Arsenio's like, how can you live off your ESIN? What is an ESIN, bro? You got to break that down for me. But we'll get back to that in a minute. All right, so the revenue acceleration cycle is based around 7 different principles, 7 different pillars, 7 different silos that if you concentrate on any of these 7, then before you know it, you'll find that you can 100x, 200x, 300x. With our own company, the reason we were able to make the Inc. 5000 list of fastest growing companies in America is because we figured out some of these principles and where the opportunities for improvement were, right? So I'm going to run through all 7 of them. Somebody give them to me in the comments, and maybe this will be beneficial to you. These are the fundamentals of any kind of business. Now, in our financial services business, Nove Money, we talk about this system called PTMV3. But when we're talking about business in general, we discuss the revenue acceleration cycle because network marketing or a home-based business is its own beast. but you're going to find many similarities if you're paying attention between what we call PTMV3 and the revenue acceleration cycle. So I hope you guys are ready. Check this out. The first part of the revenue acceleration cycle is leads, y'all. Leads. How good are you at knowing exactly who you're looking to market to? You cannot do marketing unless you understand the market that you're pulling your clients from, right? And then you need to know not only what markets you want, but you have to know what you need to do to become more like them. We have these 90-day planners that everybody has been ordering, getting ready for the fourth quarter, right? If you haven't ordered yours yet, I highly suggest it. But one of the cool things in here is, besides the fact that you write in your definite mission and all of that, right? What are some of your goals? But what is cool is, who's my target? That fits into the revenue acceleration cycle, because you want to be able to list the characteristics and the attributes of your perfect customer. But check this out. You ain't done yet. The next part is, which of these do you need to work on in your own personality the most? Ain't that something? Because your vibe attracts your tribe. It's you being. You have to become before you'll do, before you'll have. If you don't become first, it's almost like you see a typo on a printout in your printer, but you didn't go fix it on the screen. So then you keep on typing print. You keep on pushing a print button. It keeps printing out with the typo. You wouldn't fix the typo on the paper and then expect to push print again and it's fixed on the printout. You have to change your philosophy before you'll naturally change your attitude, before you'll naturally change your activity, before you'll naturally get different results, which will naturally lead to a different lifestyle. I'm here to tell you that is the secret to my growth. That is the secret to the fact that I keep on improving every day. The version of me you see right now, mark my words, is not going to be the version of me you see next year this time. And that's a fact. So I hope that you are loving this. I hope you're in a place where you understand that you need to become like the market that you want to bring in. Is that making sense? You need to become. You need to understand how you are similar to them. You need to understand how your journey aligns with their journey. Am I making sense to you? I hope everybody is clear on the fact that you can't do marketing unless you know what market you're pulling your clients from. Think about this for a minute. Every market you look at always has 3 types of customers in there. There's always going to be a diehard customer. You can tell you're talking to them when you get into a battle of statistics, right? You like the Clippers, I like the Lakers. So you talking about Kawhi the Claw, and I'm talking about Kobe. I probably got Kobe Bryant tattoos. I probably got a Kobe jersey hanging up in my house. That is a waste of your time to talk to a customer who's already a diehard fan of where they solving a problem at. The other kind of customer you always find inside that group are the non-committed. You know the type. They're getting enough value to justify where they are, but they always looking over the fence like, what you got? How much more you willing to give me for less? That's a waste of time, because what you're going to do is get into a price war. And a price war ain't nothing but a race to the bottom, baby. A price war ain't nothing but a thing where you're going to lower your price, then I'm going to lower my price, then they're going to lower their price. And now we all broke. So that ain't the customer to go after. The customer you want to go after, if you're looking for your true target, is the one that's already knows the problem. They already know the solution, but they're stuck and they hate it. They can't figure out why they're not getting the results everybody else is getting. See, you've got to position your product like a blue ocean. They call it a red ocean because of the sharks in the water. Sharks smell blood. You start making some money in this particular area, then the next thing that's going to happen is everybody's going to come from miles around to make money doing the same thing you're doing. The only way you're going to be able to separate yourself is with this blue ocean. You've got to say, hey, y'all, it ain't your fault you stuck over there. It's because of, so let's just say, it's one of my favorite examples, right? Let's just say that we teach yoga, okay? And you love yoga, you get the health benefits, but you can't get into the position, right? You can't get into the positions. You're not flexible enough. And then I come along and say, it's not your fault. What you've been needing is hot yoga. And now you're like, dang, I knew it wasn't my fault. Because don't forget, as an entrepreneur, you saying everything's your fault. as a man who's willing to grow, as a woman who's willing to grow, the only healthy response to a crisis is to say it's all my fault. Now, that's easier said than done, but that's not how we market. We market to their weakness. You talk to your own strength, but you market to weakness. And what they want to feel as your customer is that it ain't their fault. They want something to blame. It's human nature. It ain't your divinity, but it is human nature. This is the kind of stuff we're going to discuss this weekend in the Kaizen Academy. There's a lot of human nature that goes into sales. Don't you know most of these purchases are impulse buys? So what you're doing when you're presenting a blue ocean is you're letting them know it ain't your fault. It's because that room wasn't hot enough. It ain't your fault. It's because they making you mail your own letters out. It ain't your fault. It's that stuff in that pill that's making you wrinkle up. You get what I'm saying to you? You need to understand leads. You need to understand what the lead is thinking. And the main thing they're thinking is they looking for something to blame. So if you talk to them like that in your marketing, they're going to be like, woo, you talking my language. You know what? I like you. Here's something that will change your life if you understand the concept. Whoever can describe the problem the best always automatically creates the assumption that they have the best solution. Whoever can describe the problem the best always automatically creates the assumption that they have the best solution. All right, that's enough about leads. I'm going to move on. Is this making sense, y'all? Is this making sense? Are you getting something from this? If you're getting something from this, you're going to love this Saturday's Kaizen Academy, baby. I'm talking about it's going to change your life if you understand any of what I'm saying. If any of what I'm saying is resonating with you, let us break this thing down to its simplest compound for you this weekend. Saturday at 7 p.m., it's going down. All right, so the next step in the revenue acceleration cycle then, after leads, it's time for either an appointment or meaningful conversation, right? Step number 2 can either be the appointment or it can be the meaningful conversation, which means steps number 3 is either going to be the meaningful conversation or the appointment. So let's break down appointments first. What's the purpose of an appointment? For 9 businesses out of 10, they underutilize the power of the appointment. They do not understand. They start a business and they think that they their own boss. Nope. Your calendar is your boss. Your boss got to be the calendar, baby. Your calendar is what's telling you what you need to be doing. What do I mean by that? I mean, when you set an appointment, now you got time to research this person's problems. Now you got time to research this person's needs, this person's desires, this person's lifestyle, their attitude, their values. Am I making sense? See, the purpose of the appointment is because you never want to mix the presentation with the invitation. That's the purpose of an appointment. Listen, share this with an entrepreneur if this is making sense to you. Share this with somebody that you want to be your accountability partner if this is making sense to you. Because if not, my words are going to go in one ear and out the other. You're going to go back to doing things a normal way because you haven't yet become what I'm giving you. I'm giving you information that will adjust your philosophy if you let it. You aren't setting enough appointments. You cannot get a baby faster by getting 9 women pregnant. You get what I'm saying, fellas? Have some patience. Do it right. If you ain't got time to do it right, how you got time to do it twice? Set the appointment. You get what I'm saying to you? Set the appointment. Your calendar is your boss. Your calendar is your boss. So then after that, we get the meaningful conversation. Now, conversation before the appointment. But sometimes your goal is just to set the appointment so you can have a meaningful conversation. Why is meaningful conversation so important? Because nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. Am I making sense? Check this out. Questions are starting to come in. So I'm gonna make sure that we finish this up. But after meaningful conversation, y'all, comes a presentation. A few couple words on meaningful conversation before I try to take some of these questions. All right. Since nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And this world is so cynical. Like, your grandma used to see somebody on TV, they'd wear a lab coat, and then your grandma would think that's a doctor. So now that doctor is selling them aspirin. It's so bad, man, that they had to start putting the words on the bottom of the screen. This is not a doctor, right? This is an actor, right? Or they had to come in and say, I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. Because we would get tricked by that. Your grandma, but now we're so cynical. We don't believe nothing, man. This is why you have to adjust. This is why I started the Kaizen Academy, because a lot of the stuff that we learned in school was either outdated or completely wrong because your business teacher didn't have a business. Think about that. That's why we started the Kaizen Academy, because it's about step-by-step incremental progress that begins to release magnificent transformation into your life. But it's step-by-step process. The season that we plant the seed is not the same season that we're going to reap the harvest. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? So what I'm saying about this meaningful conversation is that they need to leave knowing you care, and you need to leave knowing what they care about. We got 3 P's of meaning. I ain't got time to get into them right now, but just stay tuned, or make sure you join the Kaizen Academy. I don't care if you join on the basic level, that little $45, you're going to make it back off one class. I promise you. All right. Then after that, you got presentation. Number 4 in the 7-step revenue acceleration process is always presentation. If you want to grow your business, another category you can look at is presentation. How good are you at collecting the stories that knock out their objections before they even voice them, right? At this point, if you've been doing your business a certain amount of time, you recognize you're constantly hearing the same darn thing all the time. You're constantly hearing about how blank, or you're constantly hearing about how this, or you're constantly hearing about that. So what are the stories you put into your presentation that address that before they say it? Isn't that something cool to think about? The next step after presentation is conversion. Last week in the Kaizen Academy, we did this whole class on irresistible offers. Was that thing fire, y'all? All my Kaizenites, was that thing fire? Right? The whole point is you need to be making offers they can't refuse. And a lot of entrepreneurs I know are broker than they should be because their offers are quite refusable. After that comes the follow-up. Everybody knows you're supposed to follow up when they don't buy, and most don't do that. Most sales happen after the 5th conversation, after the 6th or 7th conversation, but most entrepreneurs quit after number 1. Why is that good news for you? Because you're millionaire minded, and that means they leaving all the money for you. But here's the nuance. You also supposed to follow up when they do buy. Because it's not until after they've given you money that gratitude is even possible. You hear what I'm saying? Gratitude and loyalty ain't even possible until they buy from you. Because everything you do up until that sale, they feel entitled to it. Oh, man. I hope you're catching this. And then number 7 is the upsell. Number 7 is the upsell. If you want to grow your business, the 7th category you want to look at, and what's cold and what makes it a cycle, is that when it's time to upsell, you just created leads out of your own customer base. You can do upsells with joint ventures. You can do upsells with partnerships. You can do upsells by creating your own products. But the whole plan you should be implementing is, how can I solve the new problem that I created with my solution? So if I just now sold you my physical fitness class, I just created a new problem for you, because now you need clothes to work out in. Now you need something to wear on your hair so you don't mess it up while you're sweating, right, ladies? So what is your upsell? All right, so that's the revenue acceleration cycle, y'all. Leads, meaningful conversation, appointment, presentation, conversion, follow-up, and upsell, which turns them back into leads, which means it's time to have some more meaningful conversations, set another appointment, do another presentation, have some more conversion, have some more follow-up, and then another upsell. You will transform your whole life with this system. It worked for me. It's worked for thousands of my followers and students, and I promise you it'll work for you too. All right, so check it out. Check it out. My OG, Mr. Jeff Cleveland, he was like, how do you determine whether you're driven or delusional? How do you determine if the dream you're chasing will produce the results you desire? Man, that's a powerful question right there. The easiest way I can answer that, and this is just my humble opinion, but I want to fall back on that adage that says you got to do what you love. If you're really doing what you love, if you're doing what brings you joy, you'll never work a day in your life. Now, that's a bit of an overstatement because, as we all know, work is involved no matter what it is. You know, if we want the six-pack, then we got to do the sit-ups. We got to watch eating the fatty foods. We got to watch pumping ourselves with sugar, and that takes discipline, right? All freedom comes from discipline. We're clear on that. But the essence of this statement is super true, because at the end of the day, I have a duty to myself and the family that's watching me, the friends who are looking to me, the students who are trying to figure out, am I an example or a warning? I have a duty to all of them. I have a responsibility to shine my light as bright as I can. And so when I'm asking myself, am I driven or delusional? What I've got to ask myself is, am I living in purpose? And my formula for purpose is really simple, big homie. My formula for purpose is passion times service equals purpose. What do I love to do? How can I use it to help the world? There's my purpose. But the thing is, a lot of people don't realize your purpose switches. When you were a little kid, your purpose might have been to be a fireman. You know what I mean? And that was cool, right? But now maybe your purpose is to make sure that your children have a good life. Or maybe your purpose now is to make sure that you are able to kind of like help other people live a healthy lifestyle, because you see what it almost did to you. You know, what helped me crystallize my purpose in a lot of ways is the fact that that homeless experience I had really could have been traumatizing for me if I didn't step outside myself and realize some of the lessons that God was trying to teach me weren't for me, they were for his people. They say all suffering comes from self-absorption, right? Or another way to put it is that once you find a mission that's bigger than your personal ambition, then a leader just became born. Is that helpful? That's the best way I can answer that. That was a deep philosophical question, but I would expect no less from my big homie, Jeff Cleveland. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, who else? Who else has a question? Good morning, millionaire. Let's take at least one off the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Haziq. This is Crystal Reynolds.
Crystal clear in the house. That means Crestview, Florida is up in this joint.
Yes, we live in Crestview, Florida, just chopping it up with the Millionaire Minded. So excited to be here. Looking at the Kaizen Academy this weekend, like you did the class Irresistible Offer.
Hey, Crystal, this class about to be so cold this weekend. You even get a workbook. You're going to get a 21 and it's really more than 21 sales triggers we're going to give you. But you got a workbook that goes along with it where you can just put your answers in there and you're going to make money. It's crazy. But go ahead, Chris.
Yes, thank you. It's crazy how dollars add up when you attend class. The question is, you spoke to Miss Teresa Farmer about adding value, because that was her big takeaway from the class. She was like, adding value. She just was so excited about it. And then you hit her with, well, how are you going to do that? And she came to me and she was like, well, what is added value anyway? And she was wondering, should she be pointing out some of the perks of her thing? And so my question is, what are some questions that we should ask ourselves when we're trying to add value? Because we ended up like in a place of some business cards for new people who signed up with her. Like she covered some business cards. and maybe even a membership for a digital business card, like she do the first month.
Okay, so tell me this. What kind of business is she in, Chris? Do you remember?
She's in travel. She has travel affiliates.
Okay, so how you add value to a travel business is you dig deep into, again, what kind of lead. Your vibe attracts your tribe, right? Like, what kind of market are we going after? So you could add value to couples by helping them plan out half honeymoons or second honeymoons or vacations. And you could focus on this niche because you got to remember, if I'm talking to everybody, I'm adding value to nobody. So what I got to do if I'm really trying to add value is figure out what kind of problem makes me passionate to solve it. So if I'm in travel, maybe I'm just focused on college reunion trips. Maybe I'm just focused on family reunions. Maybe I'm just focused on singles trips where I get together a bunch of singles people and make sure that I fly in relationship counselors and premarital counselors or people that help you prepare to be the best spouse you can be. The way I would add value if I'm in the travel business is I would figure out who are the people that really need to travel more. Maybe I would just do trips for people that are working on the front lines of the healthcare field since they're constantly dealing with COVID and they're always stressed out right now. Maybe what they need is a way to get away. There used to be this commercial like Calgon, Take Me Away. Maybe I would have Take Me Away Travel, where I provide concierge services that make them feel like a king or a queen for a few days at a time. Am I making sense, Crystal?
Yeah, you're making total sense.
This is much deeper than a business card. This is much deeper than a digital business card. If we're talking about value, we're talking about mindset. We're talking about skill set. And we're talking about heart set that allows us to get into what is this customer feeling? What do they want to feel? What are the values they have? What's their attitude about life? And this applies to any business, y'all. I hope you're understanding this. But when it comes to adding value, price is what it costs us. Value is what we receive. The definition of value, y'all, is how much more am I giving than I'm asking for in return. Was that helpful, Queen?
Man, you just dropped the mic. Oh my gosh. That was so good. And I can apply it to my tutoring as well because I did get stumped when we were adding value. It's like, what? But getting to know your customer is what I got from that. Like, you better know who you're serving so that you can know what they need and be of value to them. So thank you so much, Haziq.
Oh, you're so welcome, Queen. And thank you for that powerful question. If you were on the Kaizen Academy last week, how was it? If you were in that irresistible offer class, how was it? Let me see it in the comments. Queen said a 90-day calendar class. So real quick, you should order your 90-day calendar right now. Let me put it in here. This is the exact same website that actually you can use to you can actually do this at any of these. Let me get busy. If you go to wearemillionaireminded.com, you can not only join the newsletter, but if you hit the drop down menu, then you can order your 90-day planner. Basically, the way the 90-day planner works is, and we about to take it to the phone line now because I know we're running out of time. It's 8 o'clock. It's past 8 o'clock, man. All right, but check it out. You got this whole who am I section, so you can write out yourself. You got this definite mission section. You have the part we talked about where you're going to start listing your characteristics and attributes of your perfect customer. Then you have the part that talks about which one you need to work in your own personality the most. Then you have what we call the $400,000 secret. That's a story about Charles Schwab that's going to change your life. I'm telling you, it is mind-blowing, right? But I'll let you figure that out for yourself. I won't ruin the surprise for you. Then you have a time audit in there. This is all before we get to your 90 days. A time audit, because a lot of times you'd be like, I ain't got the time. Time is the thing that we want the most, but we use the worst. It's crazy. So what are you really doing with your time? This is a time audit where you can write what you did between 3 and 3:30, 3:30 and 4. And then you get to write a P for profitable, a N for neutral or necessary, and then an L if that was a liability activity, right? It's amazing. And then from there, you have your monthly calendar where you just circle what month it is at the top. like we in the last quarter, the last 3 months of the 12-month year, right? So that means you're going to circle October up there, fill in the dates, and then start getting busy because your calendar is your boss. And then from there, every single week, you're going to write in week of blank, okay? And then you fill in your Kaizen 5. What are the Kaizen 5? One of the most powerful things you can do for your life is the day before, write out the 5 things that will make the next day a success. That does 2 things at least. It does way more than that, but here are 2 things it does. It lets your mind go to sleep, already solving the problems that are coming up next, okay? And then secondly, when you wake up, you got a plan. You know, maybe you've heard a dog on a hunt don't notice no fleas, right? So what you now have is a way to hunt. You know what your biggest, highest value activities are for the next day. Your productivity is going to skyrocket. A lot of people are very active, but they're not very productive. And on that note, check this out. The pay yourself first. You know, today's Friday. A lot of people get paid. What's your savings goal, right? What was your savings accomplishment last month? Man, this 90-day planner is cold, man. So that was a quick little class on it. It's not very difficult on purpose. And if you want to join our text message list, you can just text @MillMind to the number 81010. It's the world's first text message system for personal development. So we always sending you videos, quotes you can post on social media. I mean, it's just an amazing system. And then it calls you a millionaire every day. It's like, dear millionaire, you know, you got to be it in your mind before you see it in time. Does that make sense, everybody? All right, it's affirmation time. We're going to do our affirmations real quick, and then we'll get to some more questions. I hope this was a helpful free coaching Friday if you're scared to do affirmations. I know some of y'all scared. Y'all like, I ain't going there. That's when they start getting weird. World where it's normal to be broke, obese,